Alec Fraser, retired Navy captain, former captain of a U.S. Navy Aegis cruiser, now works here at Turner, president of Turner Properties. Good morning to you, sir. We were talking about this ship listing at this point. It has a sizable hull, anywhere from 20 to 40 feet, depending on the measurements. Is there any chance of this boat going down the waters?
I think it is important to know that the entire damage control firefighting team that is normally available on a ship in combat is available on board this ship right now. So the chances of it having further damage or in fact sinking are very slim.
Now, what is your take on this ship being in port and being a victim of attack?
Being in port and a victim of attack is a relative look at how you think the threat in that particular port is. There are lots of small boats that are going by constantly. You're in a wartime environment, you prevent them from getting close to the ship, but if it's a peacetime environment, there's no way to defend against it.
As you could see in this video a second ago, is you can hit a tank in the middle of a desert from a plane that's dropped a bomb 30 miles away.
We asked CNN security analyst Alec Fraser, who once commanded this Navy ship in the region, why it's acceptable for Arab companies to access American warships but not run U.S. commercial terminals.
Well, aside from the fact that the supplies are all being inspected, which is a major difference over supplies coming into the United States, it is almost impossible to supply bananas, oranges, meats, fuel on a global basis from one central location. It has to be done locally.
Alec Fraser is a former captain with experience, by the way, in the region we're talking about and lots of anti-piracy training. What about this whole operation, if anything, surprised you?
Well, it was an operation, as Barbara and Harry were referring to, that was textbook, but textbook operations just don't happen. There's a lot of training, there's a lot of preparation, there's a lot of patience. And when Harry was talking about the fact that the ship was being the lifeboat was being towed, that's a huge preparation, because behind a destroyer in heavy seas that can proceed along, you can get a quiet area behind the ship. 50 yards or so behind the ship is the lifeboat. For snipers to be able to take a shot on a relatively stable lifeboat is huge compared to, as Barbara Starr was saying, bobbing around.
Alec, there are 300 around the region still being held?
Well, I think, I don't know the exact number, but they're being held. But I think the more interesting thing is that no one has really been shot. We have hostages, we have prisoners, basically. But what we've been doing is paying ransom. You go back to the Barbary pirate days when the American Navy was first founded. Matter of fact, Captain Bainbridge was one of the frigate captains that did that. It was a matter of ransom, paying ransom, but after a while that didn't work, and we had to go in and take the Barbary pirate cities, Tripoli being one of them. And Barbara Starr said it very well this afternoon when she said that in order to fix piracy, we have to fix Somalia.
Alec, they must get good training.
They do give good training, Larry, but I want to mention Commander Frank Castellano, who is the captain of the Bainbridge, and he and his team and crew have done a superb job of organizing this with patience, with good training and organization to go through it. The thing about a captain is that he is responsible for everything, and no matter what happens, he's responsible for it. So whether you are the captain of a merchant ship or the captain of a Navy ship, it's all the same responsibility. You're out there by yourself. There's nobody to come help you. If you're not the one that's making the decisions, whether it's to avoid a storm, to keep from running aground, or what to do in a situation like this, the captain is the one that makes the decision. He's sort of the god at sea. But the great thing that the Navy is, a lot of the military can do in these exercises that demonstrate, I guess you can go back when Teddy Roosevelt did the Great White Fleet. It's the speak softly but carry a big stick, but you can do that in a planned exercise, but you could also do it in an exercise that you just developed a few days earlier. It can be a different size exercise. It can be controlled by anti-submarine specifics or anti-air specifics, but the Navy can do this any location, almost any time, well.
But first, I want to bring in Alec Fraser. He's a retired Navy captain. You told me you spent, 25 years in the service?
Correct.
One of the areas, the Persian Gulf, where this carrier had been stationed. And you're also president of Turner Properties. I want to begin with the videos. I know you've seen them. Just first impression, what did you think?
You know, the Navy has said that this looks like it's inappropriate. I don't think inappropriate's the right word. I think it's awful. I think it's unacceptable. And it's unacceptable for a third-class petty officer, much less an admiral, much less the captain of a ship or the executive officer of the ship at the same time.
So unacceptable. Doesn't matter your rank.
Doesn't make
Unacceptable.
any difference at all.